Hey guys, Chris here, back from CNH Smallgen. Got another quick video here for you. I had some time to make a probably about 3 or 5 minute video right now, so I had some free time to do that. And we got the second video regarding PUFGUN AK magazines right here. I just want to do a comparison video between the Gen 1 and the Gen 2 with the metal teeth for the actual locking lug area right here, specifically for that, so you can see what the Gen 1 versus the Gen 2 PUFGUN magazines look like, specifically compared side by side for each specific model. So as you know, before we had the video for the PUFGUN Gen 2 one right here. This is the Gen 2 model specifically, and right here is the Gen 1 version. And you'll notice right off the bat they do have external differences right there specifically for that. You have different different grabbing or different manipulation surface where you can put your hand on it and like grab it. This one has a notched area right here for that specifically. This one right here has a totally different setup right here, and they have a different area where he actually contacts up inside the mag well as well too for that. Plus you have these little dimples right on here, whereas the other one, the newer Gen 2 version, does not have that. So you do have some significant external differences on or between those two right there for that. And the Gen 1 right here, this is the polymer one. It does not have the metal feed tabs on here. They just have basic plastic for the actual tab right here for where it locks into the front portion of your mag well release right there. And the back portion right here, it's just polymer plastic on it specifically as well too. So this thing does not have a reinforced metal feed or a tab on the back for the actual locking lug specifically for that. So that's what it looks like on the back side right there specifically as well too. The actual bottom of the magazine is identical to the Gen 2 version right here, so you have the same exact thing on the bottom right here, so there's no real difference between each two right there for that. Up front on the magazine top right here, this thing is perfectly smooth up here on the front portion right here. This one right here, you have like a flat raised surface right here for that. So let me get a better shot here for that so you can see those two side by side. This one has like a little bit of a raised area right here specifically for that. This one is totally smooth, and as you see right here, you have the designation for the caliber 7.2 by 39 down here on the actual body right here for that. This one has it up on the area where it goes up into the mag well housing right there for that as well too. So those are two differences they can actually have on the magazine's front portion. And we'll flip them around. You can see a side-by-side comparison what they look like on the front, like a spine area right here for that. So we'll go ahead and do that, show you for that. So there's what it looks like on the front portion, guys. The G2 is on the left-hand side, and the version 1 right here is also on the right-hand side. And another difference is if you look onto the feed lip area right here, you'll see how the follower is noticeably sticking up higher on the Gen 2 version right here, guys. So you can see the follower is sticking up higher. The Gen 1 version is in the lower position as it should be, where I was basically comparing them to the Bulgarian Circle 10 and my AK-103 and even the Magpul PMag Gen 3 ones as well too. You'll notice that the Gen 1 version is sticking up slightly lower than the Gen 2 version right here for reference, so you can see those two differences right there, how high the follower is up in place in the actual feed feed area, feed tower, feed lip area specifically for that. Flip it on the back here, show you comparison with the spine area. So it looks like on the back side right here specifically. Rotate around here to get a better shot here for that. Sorry about that. There we go. We can just side by side right there. There we go. So that looks like on the back right there specifically. The polymer one is on the left hand side, and the steel reinforced one is on the right hand side. And you'll notice right off the bat, from having it sit, let me see, just make it situate better here. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay, there we go. You'll notice right off the bat that the follower on the right hand side magazine is sticking up a bit higher, maybe about a quarter of an inch higher than the left one on the left side. That's the Gen 2 version right there specifically for that on the right hand side. And the back locking lug area right here as well too, you can see it. This one here is steel, And the other one on the left-hand side is plastic right here, polymer plastic right there for that. So this one does not have the reinforcements as the Gen 2 version has on it specifically for that. That's one major difference right there. And then the back texturing on the spine area right here is also different on it for that, comparing the earlier version with the Generation 2 with the reinforcements on there. The bottom area looks identical. Show you that again here. No difference right there for all. Both the same, no problem. Go ahead and give you another shot at the actual front locking lug area right here for that as well too. They're basically identical, except the polymer one on the right hand side does not have the metal reinforcement area. So that they look like side by side specifically for that. And one thing I did notice on here, the polymer one, the follower does not stick down inside the actual body of the magazine specifically for that, so I can probably demonstrate that right now. So bear with me here for a couple seconds while I do that. Let me see if I can demonstrate that right now. Here, see it? It's perfectly smooth down inside the actual tower of the feed ramp, feed lip area right here. This is perfectly smooth. It's not sticking or binding in any way, shape, or form. And the Gen 2 version right here, this is the Gen 2 with the locking lug area on the actual feed lugs in the back right here. This one sticks it a little bit in the back here. You can feel it sticking right in the top right there. Right in the top. I'm seeing get a better shot here so you can see that maybe on a better angle. It sticks, it's right on the top, right? There's a couple little indentations, or I'm going to call flared out pieces right inside on the inner portion, inner diameter of the magazine body. It sticks and hangs up to a teeny bit. I don't think it's going to be a problem or anything else, but I just want to make a note of that, plus the fact that the follower sticks up noticeably higher on the Gen 2 version as opposed to the Gen 1 version right off the bat. So that's one other thing I just wanted to touch base on and highlight for this specific video right here for that as well too. But you can see the noticeable difference how it's riding higher on the back of the magazine body right here for that. So you can see that from a good angle in the back. Give you another side shot in the front here. So there's the follower except before. It is noticeably sitting higher. The follower in the Gen 1 version right here on the left hand side, I did put my gun, I did cycle the bolt carrier group back and forth, and the follower is not contacting the bottom of the bolt carrier group. That is good. That's good to go for that. And the Gen 2 one right here, as told you before in the other videos, this follower is indeed contacting the bottom of the bolt carrier group. It's basically contacting right on this piece right here. It's sliding over top of the actual follower. You can see the indentation it takes up on the top portion right here. It's actually got a line already on top right there for that one specific aspect of the version of the magazines right here for that. So this one right here, comparison, this side-by-side shot again for you for reference. That looks like side-by-side. Looks good on the outside. Reinforced G2. Gen 1 right here for that, not reinforced for the actual locking lugs in the back of the magwell release on here for releasing of the magazine from the magazine housing. Here we go. Let me just stand side by side. There we go. Looks good like that. And one other thing I did notice on it, they do not have the timestamp, because the Gen 2 model right here, Gen 2 puff gun, you have the timestamp on this one right here. It says 3/20/2017 model year. The Gen 1 or the first gen version right here, it does not have any kind of timestamp at all on here, so you all honestly don't know when it was actually made. So there's no date code or anything else like that on that for this specific magazine for reference right there, other than I don't know, it doesn't have anything on the outside portion of the magazine for reference for the date, month, and year and stuff when it was actually made. So I can't really tell you when the actual magazine was made. So it probably was made maybe a year or two ago. So for reference points to go on right there, because it is a Generation 1 version. And I can at least tell you what the date is for this one right here that says 2017, and it got the month right there. It's going to the arrow for the number 3, so it's March 2017 for that magazine. This one right here, it does not have the specific date, so I honestly do not know when the actual magazine was produced. So that's all we have for the video right here today, guys. These magazines are relatively cheap. You can buy them online for about 12, anywhere between 12 and 15 bucks, depending on which website you go to look up them for the actual magazines. I typically buy a lot of my AKs, parts, and stuff like that from a place down Florida. It's called I think it's called 4 Shooters. It used to be called 4 Range. I'll put a link at the bottom of the page here so you can have a link description to where I purchased some of the stuff out here for reference points. So anybody has any comments, questions, whatnot, as usual, feel free to leave me a message here, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I possibly can with some kind of basic question to your or answer to your question you guys have. So that's everything, guys, today. Have a nice day.